We are here for podcast 3, St Patrick's Grammar School, and we are joined by two good friends, All-Ireland winners 2002, Oisín McConville from Crossmaglen, and the neighbours that they loved so much in Mullabon, who had a good old rivalry but has just celebrated a big anniversary. Benny, congratulations.
Yes.
Ulster Club.
Yeah, it was 25 years during COVID, so we ended up having our 30th year anniversary on Saturday night.
Go well.
I'm still hoarse. Yeah, it was a great night, great memories, and suppose I'm getting to the age now where 30 years, when you're celebrating 30-year anniversaries, it's different, but every bit is memorable and every bit is enjoyable, and you don't see the boys quite so much now anymore, so there's quite a few lies told and a good couple of stories told as well, but a great night's crack. Good.
Because you boys had a queer fierce rivalry in that 90s period. Crossmaglen kind of thought they were coming, and then you boys kind of pipped in there before them.
Yeah, and whenever we beat Cross the year before, there was a documentary made by the BBC, More Than a Game, which sort of stirred a bit of rivalry as well, but I think we played Crossmaglen the following year. You know, I don't know, you know me, I wear my heart on my sleeve and things like that there, but we had a great rivalry, bit like Armagh Tyrone back in the day, and we fed off each other, and Crossmaglen went on to do wonderful things in football. But I would like to say that the thing that Mullaband did that year, and Kevy there with Madden did it this year, and Loch McCrory as well, we came from second from the bottom of Division 4 in 84, and we're also club champions in 1995. So I know Crossmaglen won All-Irelands and things like that there, but we would hold on to the fact that we were a junior team and went on to win an Ulster club within 11 years, which is something very special.
Yeah, it is. It is, absolutely, yeah. Yeah. And Loch McCrory, you're quite right in mentioning it, and Madden to an extent as well. And it shows it can be done. No matter what level your club is at, you know, it can be done, Oisín.
Yeah, and I think the new rule, when the new rules come in, I think people thought that might do away with a lot of the shocks that we were having, because it's very easy 5 years ago for a team to sit in, play in the break and win 8-7, but it's much more difficult now. And I think what we're seeing now is the fact that strength and conditioning, Jason was on with strength and conditioning, fitness
very
levels of teams.
Strength and conditioning was very important. I remember Geezer, we were talking to Geezer on Saturday, and he went, sometimes Brian McGlynn would put me McGeaney to spur me on. But McGeaney was there doing the chin-ups, you know. I am deliriously happy that I'm able to hang here. Which I thought I was doing great stuff. So strength and condition, I wish I was playing in the modern era.
We did a podcast with Benny a couple of years ago, and the bicep curls, you thought they were a packet of crisps.
I think was it a Nordic curl? I said that's a crisp in Sweden.
I don't know what the question was, and I don't even know what your answer was there, Oisín. But
Brian McGlynn and Barney used to. One of the things we used to do, if anybody dropped the ball, you did a lap of the field, but you had to do it in a minute. And if everybody wasn't inside a minute, then you had to do another one. And Benny was in. So I think one night we did about 43 laps of
I always describe training. Do you remember the film Jumanji? Do you remember when all the animals broke out of the zoo? They all ran through the village, and about 10 minutes later, the hippo came running through. I said, that's me at county training there, man.
Tell you what, boy, we'll have some fun making an edit out of this podcast. You know? Although you didn't go to this school.
No, I have
that's all right then.
I have a Hogan medal.
And probably never to be invited back to another school function again.
No.
Great stuff. Life good, Benny, at the minute?
Yeah. Principal of a school. It's hard enough times. Declan Murray, I'd like to wish Declan all the best. Declan and me qualified as principal about 12 years ago, and Declan's the new principal here, and that's probably why I'm here. And to wish him all the best in his new venture. It's a tough game to be in. As you once described me, I'm the principal with no principles, but it's...
No, hang on, I didn't say that. I said you're the most unprinciple-like principal. But I mean that as a compliment.
I don't know where the compliment is there, but I'd I need that stat man over there, Collie, to get that sorted out there.
He's in the bookmakers at the minute. Oisín, this man here, like, was he always like that?
Yeah, I remember my wife Dorina met him for the first time, and
Nothing happened. Nothing happened. I want that straightened out.
well, Nicola was there that night, but Benny's wife was there that night.
My current wife.
Benny,
Please.
Benny went to the toilet, and Dorina says to Nicola, "Is he like all the comedians? He had complete depression now he's home?" Nicola says, "No, it's worse than that. He's like this all the time," and that's the way he is. To be honest, there was a lot of dark nights in Callan Bridge, and Benny just sort of made it all sort of doable at times. Do you remember? I don't know if you remember, myself and Peter Canavan picked the best Armagh team.
Yeah, best joint
Yeah.
between you.
And we both agreed on Benny, because one of the things is Benny is a jovial character, and he has the crack and all that, but he was one of the best shot stoppers I've ever seen. I mean, he couldn't be scored on in training. He's just top man. He was his confidence levels, like, people think I'm arrogant, but like he's up there. Like,
I'm not twisted, but there's a loveliness to me all coaching.
Is there a room for a fella like that in the modern intercounty game? And like, I'm not saying that as I'm thinking that, and I'm hoping you're going to say yes in a way. And it's nearly a touch of offence in that question, as if there wouldn't be, but is there?
the year after when Benny quit, Joe got him back in the following year. He was head of entertainment, wasn't he?
I was a TO, intelligence officer.
And he got Benny back in, and just to have him around the squad, and that was what. But there's guys like that in squads up and down the country. There's always one, but probably he was a unique character at that time. And always before games, he used to come up to me. We'd be kicking around before the game, and he always used to come up to me, and that used to put me at complete ease, because he was just as relaxed as anything, just chilled out. The only two people I knew who were more relaxed than him was Tony and John. They used to wake up 5 minutes before we played. They used to go in. They used to sleep on the way into Croke Park, because we're getting a guard escort, all the noise, everybody's excited, two boys sleeping. Into the change rooms, put the bag down, lay across the thing, sleep for another 20 minutes, and then get up. But it's good to have those characters. I mean, we had very serious characters in there as well. We had brilliant leaders, but you can't all be the same. And we had guys who banged the drum a lot of the time, and we needed them lads. We needed the Geezers and McGrains and John Max and Damerds and all that, and they were banging the drum every night because they wanted more. But there also was room for guys like Benny, who wanted no more.
That was my motto. No more. No mission too tough, we aim to bluff.
What's the best bit about winning the All-Ireland? Now that a lot of time has passed. It mightn't be the obvious, by the way. It might be something that happened afterwards, and you thought, actually, maybe that's the best bit. A guy asked David Clifford this question on Friday. We were down at the All-Stars, and he said, not to annoy everybody here, but it just wasn't what I was expecting. I was like, what's the best bit now? A bit of time has passed. This was 3 months. Yours is a bit longer, obviously. And he said it was the Armagh game, because he felt that everything was on the line in that Armagh game. What happened before, and there was a sense either do it or get off the pot, essentially. And lifting Sam Maguire, winning the All-Ireland final, the homecoming, the Player of the Year, which happened before, all those things. It was the semi-final against Armagh that he took particular satisfaction in, which I thought was interesting.
Well, looking back now, I suppose I was the oldest member of the panel. I was the only one married, I think, with children as well. So I'd probably have a different feeling from it than most of the boys. But there's a comfort, and I'm sure Sean will talk about that as well. That there's a comfort about achieving it, because there was a lot of times in Ulster where we were looked down on, and our noses looked down at us, and decisions maybe went against us. And when we were coming down, it was nearly in folly, and there was no meaning to it, But after we'd beaten Dublin, I think Colin O'Rourke wrote an article in the paper before the game. He said even the taxi drivers in Dublin who know nothing about the GAA know that Dublin will beat Armagh today. And it was that type of, the way that we were looked upon at the time. And obviously there's the elation and all of that there, but I think there's a comfort as you get older that you were part of a very special bond of brothers as well, and that when you look back on it, and I don't tend to reminisce, but like it'll be 25 years now in a couple of years, and I'm really looking forward to that after what we went through at the weekend with my club, just to get talking to boys on a level and talk about the enjoyment level. But there's no single game or anything. That feeling, life is very short, and sport is probably the greatest deflection and diffusion of life that you can get. And Oisín can go nowhere, and none of us can go anywhere where somebody doesn't bring up a game or bring up a match. Or when you're involved, and even with St. Pat's Armagh and the boys recollecting about their time here and what it meant to them. I had it in St. Coleman's as well, and I had it in the ranch, and I had it in my club, and I had it in Armagh. And that's what I remember. I remember laughing. I remember having crack. And I remember I was very fortunate enough to win on a few occasions. And don't get me wrong, I am very competitive, but I just remember that sense of belonging and that sense of just being happy and content. Do you know what I mean? And that's sport gives you that, And it doesn't matter whether you're getting paid for it or as amateurs like we are. It gives you that sense of just contentment, and that's what I got out of winning All Ireland.
How good was Oisín? And like I very rarely say this because we cut each other down left, right, and centre. But like he's manager now. He's punted a long time, and sometimes when that happens, and I'm conscious a lot of younger people in here now probably know him more off the TV and know him more, sideline for Wicklow and all that goes with that. But just in your opinion, from a rival club,
what county is Wicklow in again? I can't remember.
Is there anybody you haven't mentioned tonight that you'd like to insult just to get it out of the way? Like,
what sort of boy is he? How talented is he?
Yeah. Like, I mean,
Oisín's work ethic was every bit as much as my work ethic at training. So, however,
I was hoping for a positive thing.
However, he is. People will always say it to you. Who are the best forwards you ever played with, right, or played against? And I have an answer to it, and it's taken me some time to come up with it. I think the best forward I ever played with and against was Peter Canavan. I think the best person, if I needed a goal, was James McCartan. But I think if I needed a score to tie a game or win a game, I'd give the ball to Oisín McConville because he was the go-to man. He had, he talked about my arrogance as well, but his arrogance, and to be a forward and to back yourself like those men did, I have nothing but total admiration for them. And Oisín was get the ball. You have to, in key moments, in key games, there's one person you want to get on the ball, and with Crossmaglen it was Oisín, and with Armagh when we needed somebody to dig us out, like the man missed a penalty in our line of final. How many men wouldn't crumble from that? He's on to score the goal, that brings us back in the game. It's a special character, it's a special player who does that. So he was exceptionally talented and good to be around as well.
Oh, see,
I changed him.
See, in the middle of all that compliment, you did say that we did miss a penalty and all the same. Like, you were to pick a man that had a free.
If you'd read my mind at half time when Clarkey was going over, tapping him on the shoulder, I was going, you stupid wee cross. I think I said, would you fix it or something? I said...
Do you remember it? Do you remember that in real time, that penalty miss? Like, actually in real time?
Look, you're playing Kerry and everybody's expecting you to lose. Yeah. And we were hemorrhaging at the time. They had a few goal chances just before half time, and one came off Geezer's shoulder. I took credit for it, but don't care about that. Brosnan went through and kicked one wide. For all intensive purposes, it should have been in the back of the net. Damon got a point just before half time, but we were hemorrhaging. And the difference between, Oisín's penalty, when it came, I was going, we need this. Like, if this is what you're thinking, obviously, we need this. And when you missed it, you're going, it's history again, And like, don't anybody think that when you're playing, and especially from a goalkeeper's perspective, because you're watching a lot of the game, you are going through the range of emotions that a supporter will go through and all that. But listen, when it did turn, it turned. And special players turn matches, and there's no doubt about it. Oisín was a very special player.
Interesting. Would you like to be playing the modern goalkeeper now over the past few years? I know it's changed the game with the new rules, but it's like a really cool position to play
Well,
in.
I think Ethan Rafferty modelled himself on me, to be fair.
Yeah.
Listen, Oisín will tell you, I've come out the field and scored a point against Crosswind. I was the best forward Mullaban ever had, yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. Look, I like playing football. I love playing football. Goals wasn't not where I wanted to be, but it's only place I probably could have played county football, to be honest. And I made the best out of a bad lot. But I love the modern game. I love the fact that goalkeepers are now not the lowest form of the food chain. When anybody manager is picking a team now or looking for a club team, they're looking for a goalkeeper with a bit of panache and a bit of Ethan Rafferty, and we're very lucky in Armagh. We've two very good goalkeepers, but a goalkeeping position now it was made famous back in the day, but the modern day goalkeeper is nearly every bit as pivotal as your forward now. So it's great for the game. It adds a wee bit of calamity as well, you know what I mean? And a lot of people are trying to pigeonhole goalkeepers into outfield players. Sometimes it doesn't work, but it's great fun to watch, and the modern game is great. I think I would have needed an Uber to get back to goals after every run after, but I would have enjoyed it. I would have done a lot more sledging going out the field than I was able to do in the full back line as well.
Couldn't imagine you being a man for the sledge. Well, the sledging,
Really.
the negative sledging.
No, there's never negative, but you know.
Would you always been whispering just
Look,
like taking the mick?
yeah. Listen, you just be taking the mick away. But I remember we were playing Tyrone, and I think Canavan had done an advert for asthma, and he was being made some head of asthma as gods are, like, do you know what I mean? And I didn't even know he'd asthma. So when we were playing, I had a bit of grass, and I was flicking the grass, and I'm going, "What's the dust doesn't come off that Peter and give you asthma?" But. Listen, there was things going on back in those days that were funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I went over. I can remember.
Funny's a funny thing, only to be interpreted in different ways.
I know. But we were playing in Omagh one day, and Canavan came over with a water bottle, and I said, "Give me a drink," and he just sprayed it on me. Like, and I go, Canavan was a trickster, as we all know. I decided then when he came out again, I sprayed him. But the Tyrone supporters, oh my God, they did not like me at all. And in the first half, I was getting called words that rhyme with Saturn Fastard. And I went at half time going, thanks be to God, I don't have to face that now in the second half. One the other side, and they're all sitting waiting for me again. But we won that game or whatever. And I just remember turning around and lifted me top up and went. And the TV wasn't.
You showed them.
Somebody said I made a right head of me. But listen, there was a boy with a bottle of McCartles, and he fired this bottle of McCartles, and it hit the post. And I went, time for Tierney to exit stage left, as they were clambering over like zombies to get at me. But listen,
here it was intense, though, at the time now.
Oh, it was, yeah. But John mentioned it too. They were great games to play.
Yeah,
They were.
Even me, not from either two counties, you were totally absorbed in it.
Yeah, well, I'd gone in 02, but nearly being involved in the crowd in 03 was nearly as intense as being involved in the pitch. When you're in the pitch, you're in control and things like that there. But look, when you look back at them, they got seriously bad press at the time, but I thought they were the most intriguing games of football, and that rivalry that doesn't exist nearly anywhere else between Armagh and Tyrone brought out the best in both teams. And then, as Sean said, it went on for 10 years. And there was a McKenna Cup match played in Belfast. I think there was 17,000 at it. Like Luggy used to joke that the McKennas didn't go to the McKenna Cup match. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you had 17,000 where both managers were playing their second string team, but 17,000 turned up in Casement Park. So
there was a bigger attendance at that McKenna Cup semi-final than there was that weekend between Liverpool and Portsmouth in the FA Cup. It was it was the same day that was played, and I always remember it, yeah.
But I remember those as great times. Those are, that rivalry, and it'll be there. It's maybe not to that extent anymore, but it'll be there this year again with Tyrone coming up again in Armagh and everybody else going at it, hell for leather. And it is special, the rivalry, and it's from a supporter's perspective now, going to matches with my family. I love it. I love the crack. I love the banter, and we know each other that well, and it's nice to come out the right end too.
Yeah. Some man, like. You didn't even speak tonight, did you?
No. Do you want to tell them the story about the nutritionist coming in? I know people may have heard that one before.
Really.
Go for it. We'll wrap it at this.
Oh, jeez, right.
Was a bit of pressure to tell this story. We're expecting this to be funny.
Well, listen, it is. Well, it is in my head anyway. We got word that there was a diet nutritionist coming, you know, and I'll try to cut it as short as possible. But QT came out. QT goes, QT, what story? What's she asking? Oh, it's all right, Benny. She's just asking what you eat and what you drink. I says, QT, what did you say? He says, I told her I drunk 4 pints. She didn't look happy, but I said, oh, right, okay. So I went in anyway, and she says, so what would your daily diet be? I said, bit of muesli in the morning there, and a chicken and salad sandwich, and you know, a bit of protein in the evening. And she's just looking, writing down the notes or whatever, and what about alcohol? Not fussed. I'm not fussed, I'll be honest with you. A few shandies at the weekend or whatever. But Big Heart even Cross is coming in. Been after me, and the boys were going, this will be good, hang about. We were behind this screen. Nobody gave Big Paul the shout like that she was addicted to it. And she says, and you're the other goalkeeper. He goes, yeah. What would you eat? Oh, jizzit of the fry in the morning, and I'd have a jumbo breakfast roll on the way up to Dublin and walk, and I'd have a good feed at lunchtime, and then Mommy would have the dinner ready for me when I get home, and then I'd have a good feed after training. And she's going, 6,000 calories here. And she says, what about drink? What do you mean, like alcohol? And she went, yeah. Says, I'm pissed myself behind the scene going, this is all good for me. This is all good for me. My selfish hat on. Oh, Jesus, well, what would you drink? Oh, I'd have 12 or 13 pints of ale. And she goes, ale? Smithwick's daughter. And I'd have a few Volvos, vodkas, and on the end of a good night I'd finish with a slippery nipple, which is a cocktail of some sort. So that was all right. I'm going back. We were going out to train. Joe calls us over at the end of the session, and he says, he's made a big impression with the diet and nutritionist. And I went, he said, I just had a brief word with her, and she said, one of your goalkeepers is an alcoholic, and the other guy is a compulsive liar. So
What a man. We shall wrap it up there. We are 3 minutes over time. So look, that was just a brilliant evening. School, Oisín, I know it wasn't your attendance wise, but even doing this event, people probably don't realise is that, people, why am I here? And it's a very unusual thing for us to be involved with. But when we got the phone call, and then the other phone call after that, then the other phone call after that, there was a sense that they're trying to do something quite ambitious here, and I appreciated the drive, even from the outside looking in.
Yeah, and I think everything that you see here tonight, there's 500 odd people here. It's all going to benefit the young lads who are coming through this school, which is going to benefit Armagh in time. I think.
And Tyrone.
Yeah. So there's negatives. There isn't also negatives.
Only put the money into the Armagh side.
I have, as I said, I feel like an imposter because I only spent a short time in St. Pat's, but the time I did spend there and the stuff that was put in behind the scenes, Brother Ennis was well ahead of his time. That stuff maybe has waned a little bit, and now there's an obvious push on again, which can only be good. And I don't know how many lads are here from South Armagh now, but it used to be a massive thing. A lot of lads from Cullyhanna and that, few lads from Cross used to come down here. So hopefully there's a big push on that, and I think all of this stuff will benefit. And there's a lot of good stuff going on in all the schools, but it's St. Pat's time.
And just from my perspective as well, I know I never went to St. Pat's for that, but you get a feeling. I know one of the guys who caused me the most trouble as a forward wasn't Canavan or James or this guy, but Matty McLean caused me serious bother because he would fist the ball on, and I don't know how many he fisted past me over the years. But listen, you got a sense when you were listening to Matty there what it means to him to be part of St. Pat's Armagh. And I know I joke about being a principal and all that, but we're all educators and we're all trying to bring children on and boys on, and
yeah,
Matty's doing that a lifetime in St. Pat's, and I wish him all the best with that as well. But what you want, looking back now from in my eyes, you want boys to feel what we felt as players, and maybe not even to go to that level, but at club level, like Madden did last week at Loch McCrory, to get themselves involved in football, because it has simply given us the best of lives. And schools are a very big part of that, and St Pat's Armagh has a rich tapestry of history, and St Coman's has as well, in all these places. So never underestimate what a school is doing for your son or your daughter in bringing them on in sports. So from not going to the school, I wish St Pat's and Declan the very best in the future and all that they're trying to do.
Fair play. Ladies and gentlemen, Benny Tierney, Oisín McConville.